Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Tri-County Logging. Experienced in sustainable forestry practices, Tri-County Logging can help you manage your property by keeping your woods healthy and generate income. Serving southern and mid-Michigan for nearly 50 years, TriCountyLogging.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Hi everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Silik and we have an exciting show in store for you this week. I'll take you up to Grand Traverse Bay where we spent a picture-perfect morning on the water chasing after Cisco with some pretty amazing people. You won't want to miss that story. And Jimmy and Jordan have some other excitement in store for us this week.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We do have a few more things on this week's show, and they're both coming to us from the world of archery. Jordan Brown is going to take us to Boyne Mountain, where the Total Archery Challenge just happened. Very cool event. And then I'm going to take you to the little town of Stanton, where there was a really cool kind of statewide 3D archery shoot for kids. So much good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988, offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By Alta Equipment Company, providing sales, rentals, service, and parts because uptime matters. From earth moving to landscaping and light construction, Alta offers over 50 brands across 7 Michigan locations to serve you. More information online or 844-GO-2-ALTA. By Polar Craft Boats, offering riveted and welded boats for the outdoor enthusiast. Whether you're targeting fish or waterfowl, Polar Craft Boats have several models to choose from that keep you high and dry. For more information, polarcraft.com. By AnglerQuest Pontoons. AnglerQuest is a Michigan-based company building boats designed for comfort and fishing functionality. For more information, anglerquestpontoons.com.
We're at Sutton's Bay, and we're going out. We're going to pursue a few Cisco this morning. We got the grandkids along, and of course Matt, and hopefully we'll find a few.
Awesome. You've fished for them already?
We've been out a couple times. We were successful earlier, so hopefully they're still here, and we'll find out in a few minutes.
Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Have you been fishing with your grandpa before?
Yes.
A little or a lot?
A lot.
Look at them, they're jumping up and eating all the bugs.
We tore ourselves away from the cute ducklings at the dock and headed out on the bay. Dan says this time of year seems to be the best for Cisco, also called lake herring.
Well, this is a shallow water fishery this time of year when the water is between 50 and 60 degrees. And the Cisco move into the shallows and feed on the gobies in the rocks. We quite often get a few snags. We got to retrieve the lures so we don't lose them. And we fan cast and keep the motor running real slow. And when we hit a fish, we put a waypoint in. And after we catch a fish, then we just go ahead and we spot lock. And we stay in one spot until the fish either move or we catch them all. And then we just keep moving along. So it's a little bit like bass fishing, but in shallow water, and we're using pretty much Luna jigs or Swedish pimples, those type of lures, and just pop them along the bottom. And because it's kind of kind of a small profile type of lure, and very similar to the gobies that they're chewing on. So that's kind of the story.
Dan's grandson Daniel wasted no time getting his bait in the water. After just a couple of casts and retrieves, Daniel connected with our first Grand Traverse Cisco of the day.
Hey, that's the beginning.
Nice job, guys.
There he is. First Cisco of the day.
Let's catch it.
Uh-huh.
Daniel got it.
There he is,
Good job,
Daniel. Whoa, and he's off. Perfect. Number 1 of the day.
Hold on a minute. Just stay right there, okay? That is cool. Beautiful.
Good job, Daniel.
The first fish on the board. Nice work.
Well, Daniel had the program dialed in this morning. This type of fishing takes a little finesse and is pretty productive.
Just nice long casts, let it sink a few seconds, and then just jig it back in. Find out if they want an aggressive jig or just a slow, easy one along bottom. Sometimes it can be mistaken for a rock bottom. As you're jigging along, you want to be near the bottom, and with all these big boulders and rocks, all at once, on the jig, all at once your rod will stop. So set the hook and follow through, and many times they're right there. Unfortunately, you lose a lot of these fish because they have paper-thin mouths. But eventually we'll have Hannah reel one in. We're 0 for 2 with Hannah, but she's getting better on the fishing pole all the time.
The Cisco bite was on, and while Dan and Hannah tried to get one in the boat, my husband Matt was able to hook into his first fish of the day.
Got my net there, big fella? All right.
Oh, Daniel's an excellent.
All right.
Bring him in, bring him
in. Nice.
All right.
Hey, that's skill.
This your
He
first
was
Cisco,
in. This is
Matt?
my first Cisco. Very cool.
Congratulations.
How did it hit?
Matt and I have known Dan for a few years now. We met him at a Mark Martin ice fishing vacation school where Dan was serving on the pro staff. We fished for a couple of days with Dan on Burt Lake and have been friends with he and his wife Cindy ever since. We've heard lots of stories about their grandkids, and it was fun to spend the day fishing with a couple of them.
Oh, he might. Nope, he's still on.
Good.
Oh, is he off now?
Did he spit?
He's on. I see him. I see him. I see him. He's swimming with me.
Okay, let's see. There! Hon, you got him. Yeah!
Good
Yeah,
job.
bring him on the boat.
Beautiful.
Daniel's on fire. Well, I have a great gift that my daughter and son-in-law have given me. I got 3 grandkids. 2 of them are with us today. Hannah's 8, Daniel is 10, and they both have the outdoor gene. They love fishing, hunting, they do all kinds of things, and for me to bring them out here and enjoy this activity is a true pleasure. They're really trainable, and they like to be interactive. So when one is catching a fish, the other one is netting it. They learn how to hold fish. They're not too squirmy and worried about it any longer. But it's a good deal. They know that you can thumb a bass and not a pike. They learned early on, and it should never be an issue. So I'm just happy that I have those guys to bring out here.
What'd you do?
I caught a fish.
Nice job. Are you gonna kiss it?
No.
Is this fun?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
I like seeing that I gotta catch a fish.
Yeah. Cool. Great deal.
Okay,
Did
let's-
you get it on the clicker, Daniel?
Yeah.
How many do we have?
5.
Woo! All right.
Very good. Okay, let's jump down. There he is, Han. Here he is. Here you go, baby. Okay, Daniel, you got the net. Han, put that in your belly. Okay, nice and easy now. I've been fishing here for this is about my 4th season, and just word of mouth. Different friends that have come out here, and they said, come on out and give it a try, and I've been hooked on it ever since. There's a lot of ways to do it. Basically, the rods that we use are the same ones that we jig fish with on the rivers, Detroit River, or 6.5, 7-foot rod. We use fire line with a nice swivel and just a 15, 18-inch leader. And you can run a heavier leader because we're using the Luna jigs that are anywhere from 1/2 ounce to 3/4. And there's a lot of rocks and a lot of structure and no reason to lose your gear. A friend of mine was checking last week what a master angler Cisco would be, and he said it was 16 inches. Well, our fish that we catch out here are averaged more than 16 inches. We got them up to 22, and they got good wide shoulders, and they're big and beautiful, and they fight hard.
Being retired, Dan spends lots of time on the water with friends and family, but he says nothing beats the precious time spent fishing with his grandkids.
Well, I'll tell you, it's moments that we always reminisce on. It's a beautiful time, and we're passing it on to the next generation. These guys enjoy, and they not only like going with me and catching fish, but we clean them, we smoke them, we eat them, we do everything along right down the path. So it's a great time of my life. Daniel has been ever since before he could talk. Yeah, he has a knack, and that's real good. He's got the outdoor gene. He likes hunting and fishing, and he's got a turkey the last 2 years, and he's got a pond in the backyard. He fishes in every day, so he whenever he gets bored, he goes out fishing.
You got fish?
Yep. Fish on.
Fish on.
We got color.
Oh, and I missed mine.
Oh, here he comes. Get in there, Hannah.
Teamwork. Gotta get get that rod tip down. Scoop. Hey! Way to go.
Good job, guys.
Hey, back. Here, hon. No, don't drop the rod tip. Here, you're on your own now.
Oh!
Keep reeling. Oh, you got it! Hey! Teamwork.
The live well was filling up with fish, and we were already talking about our favorite Cisco recipes for dinner. There are lots of ways to prepare them.
They're excellent table fare. I think we've prepared them in a lot of different ways. We've fried them, we've canned them, we've pickled them, we've smoked them, and we haven't found a way to wreck them yet. So it's pretty darn good. One thing, these are kind of a relative to the whitefish. And one thing you have to do is if you're going to freeze them, you almost have to vacuum seal. And you don't want to keep them in water a lot because the flesh gets real soft and spongy. So I keep them out of the water as much as possible and smoke a lot and fry a lot.
Well, we were nowhere near getting our 12 fish per person daily limit today, but we definitely have enough Cisco to try all of Dan's favorite recipes. Young Daniel was managing to catch his fair share and still had time to net everyone else's fish too. This kid just loves fishing.
What's your favorite kind of fishing?
Probably bobber fishing.
Bobber fishing? For what kind of fish?
Bluegill.
How come you like that?
Because it's really fun when you get them on.
Yeah, do you like this fishing today?
Yeah.
What do you like about this?
I like that they put up a really good fight, and they also really are good sized sometimes.
Spoken like a true fisherman. It was an unbelievable day out here on Grand Traverse Bay. They even let the camera lady catch one before we headed in. Today was more than just a day on the water and more than a boat full of fish. It will become a cherished memory for both grandfather and grandkids alike, one they will all look back on and smile. Stories of the crystal clear waters, the baby ducks, the abundant snacks, the first successful net job, the ones that got away, and the lessons only a grandpa can teach. Those are the things memories are made of here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
For our next segment on this week's show, we're going to take a look at one of the many archery events held around the state this time of year. A couple weeks ago, I was able to spend some time at one of the bigger events located in northern Michigan, the Total Archery Challenge.
So we're here in Boyne Mountain, Michigan at the Total Archery Challenge, which is a 3D shoot, non-competitive, 100% for fun. The only challenge is you're up against yourself. It's just a shoot where we lay out a bunch of different courses. Some have some crazy long shots, and we do a lot of that. It's really just about getting a bunch of like-minded people together and having a good time and sharing the love of archery. We decided to go non-competitive so that we could get a lot more people involved who maybe have some intimidation being around the professionals and things like that. And it's really started to work well.
This event has been going on for several years and has grown substantially since it started, with over 2,000 shooters signed up for this year's event.
I can't remember. It's 5 or 6 years ago we came out here to Boyne for the first event, and we had, you know, a few people show up and just a few vendors, and we've they've allowed us, we've expanded on the mountain as we've grown to add some more or more spots so we can have more shooters show up. And we've grown into this event's just right at 2,100 shooters and a whole bunch of vendors showing up, and guys are here, they're having a good time. Some of the things we've added that are fun is we work with Black Rifle Coffee. They now have a BRCC fund to help raise funds for veterans. So we get to do an after party on Friday night, that's Veteran Night, and then we'll do another after party with the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, where you can come, buy raffle tickets, win prizes. We do a conservation night on Saturday night. So we've really started to grow this thing out to where it's not just the shooting, but there's a bunch of other things to go with it.
After learning a little more about how the event has changed over the years, I headed to the ski lift to tag along with a group of shooters, some of which had never shot the course before, and others who have been here since the very beginning.
My first take on it, we've been out here about 15 minutes. Obviously it's hot today, but we're in the shade right now. We got a nice cool breeze, and it's technical. It's long distance shooting. You kind of have to know what you're doing, I feel like, a little bit coming into it and have your bow set up for it, but we're with a good group of guys. We're having a great time, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the day. It's good for practice, but as you and I spoke earlier, we actually had to change our hunting setups, or I had to change my hunting setup a little bit to come here to shoot this. So there's some gives and takes to it, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so this is my first time out here at the Total Archery Challenge here in Boyne City, and expectations was, first of all, come out here and have a great time, and that's what we're doing. And second was to kind of test my ability. You know, you don't get to shoot 100-yard targets or 107-yard targets. So it's been a lot of fun. You know, we're with a great group of guys with the Prime crew, so yeah, it's just having a great time. Anyone looking to come shoot the Total Archery Challenge and is on the fence about it, the one cool thing about it is they have multiple courses. So if you're not sure if you want to shoot 100 yards, they have other courses like the Mountain Ops course, the Sitka course, that have a little bit shorter but, you know, tighter shots. Really at the end of the day, it's just a lot of fun to see all these different bow hunters out here and the different vendors. So the camaraderie is high and the energy is high, so it's just a lot of fun. So come out to the Total Archery Challenge.
Yeah, so a lot of these courses, these shots, these are pretty far, pretty hard, tough shots. And it's not a shot that you would take on an animal every day, but it really helps you practice, kind of like, I like to compare it to a car. You don't take a Ferrari 200 miles an hour, even though you can, but to be able to kind of test it out and know that your bow and your equipment and everything can do all this good stuff just makes you that more confident at your regular 20-yard, 30-yard shot. Since I've been here, it's grown tremendously. We started with, I want to say, like 10, 15 booths, and now we got a whole venue full of booths, full of brands, and we kind of brought the whole community together here in Michigan to shoot this event and shoot shots you normally wouldn't shoot. So it's been a great time out here shooting with friends, shooting with a lot of guys in the industry, and meeting cool people, and it's just been an awesome event. So to see this kind of grow from such a small little, I think they had 80 people at the very beginning, to, I mean, we have a few thousand people here this year, so it's just been an incredible growth and quite the event.
The Total Archery Challenge will almost certainly test your shooting abilities, but it will also help to prepare you for the fall hunting seasons. Special thanks to Sean and the rest of the guys for letting me tag along on a fun day here in northern Michigan.
Well, as you can see, that Total Archery Challenge is a very cool event, and that might be something you want to put on the calendar next summer if you get a chance. Now we're going to stay with that theme of archery and take you to a very cool 3D archery event in the little town of Stanton, Michigan. A couple of weeks back, a pretty cool event was taking place northeast of the Grand Rapids area in Stanton. Today was the state tournament for the SD3A Kids Archery Leagues. I didn't know much about this SD3A program, but I have to say I was impressed. There were tons of kids here from about age 6 to 18, and some of these kids could really shoot. This group is also a great pathway to future bow hunters. So as I traveled the grounds today, I was able to catch up with Kara Waite, the head honcho here, and learn more about this group and what it's all about.
We are at the Michigan S3DA State Tournament for 3D. We've been having tournaments all season, and now this is the final big state one for them to shoot 3D targets. So we are super excited this year because we have 22 kids going to nationals. That's a huge increase for us, so we're pretty excited. That's next week is the National 3D Tournament, and then we will also have some kids going to National Outdoor Target, which is in July. So S3DA has 3 disciplines. They have Indoor Target, Outdoor Target, and then Outdoor 3D. The 2 target ones are paper targets, and then the 3D course, what you're here today, is shooting the 3D animals.
It was pretty interesting to see kids from all ages shooting the same targets just at different yardages. Also, the setups on these bows went from basic hunting type bows to tricked out high-end setups.
They are split up by age. First, there's 4 different classes of ages, and then there's also 4 types of bow types. So everyone here today is shooting a compound bow, in that there's a bow hunter class and then open class. Pretty much the difference is bow hunter class has shorter stabilizers, don't use lenses, that type of thing. In the open class, you can use the longer stabilizers, and they'll have lenses on their bows. And then we also have bare bow and Olympic recurve classes. We don't get as many as them for 3D, but we have a lot of them in indoor target and then some in outdoor target as well.
Kara gave me a little bit more information on exactly how far some of these kids will be shooting today.
The Junior Eagle group, which is 8 and under, they are a max of 15 yards. So most of their shots will be between 7 to 15 yards. The Eagle group is the next one. They are 9 to 11. They will be max of 20 yards. So usually between 10 and 20 yards. The next group is our youth group, which is ages 12 to 14. They are max of 30 yards. And then the last group, our young adult group, is ages 14 to 18, and they are our max yardage, which is 40 yards.
Each team scores the target, and the younger kids have a coach to help out. And not only does it foster good communication, it even helps with their math skills.
That puts him at 83.
Yep.
And then James shot also a 10. That puts me at 98.
Yep.
And I shot a 10. That puts him at 86.
Yeah.
And then Gary shot a 10.
That puts you at 83.
Yeah. So.
Hey, everybody agrees? Everybody's got them written down? Pull them.
For this season, for the 3D, we had 2 regional qualifiers and then the state qualifier. Indoor, we had 2 regionals and a state, and then also for outdoor target is a kind of a newer thing that started happening here in Michigan, so we just had a state qualifier in that. So I think 8 tournaments this year.
With many of us having kids in all sorts of sports and after-school activities, I asked Kara just how their family got into this.
How we all get involved, right? Our kid. So he loved archery. We're an archery family. We've bow hunted and just always have shot around the house as a family, and then he wanted to take it to another level and do some competitions. And S3DA is big into hunting and conservation and getting in the outdoors and just encouraging families to get out and participate in that. And so that was why we liked S3DA. And then they also offer the competitive for the kids to come out and shoot.
This SD3A program is really something else. If you have a child at almost any age, this may be a great thing for them. It also has a strong conservation message and fosters teamwork, patience, encouragement, just overall strong positive messages. If you're interested in learning more, we will have Kara's info in the credits of the show. Thanks to all that made today possible. And I know all we hear about is how the kids of today, all they do is hang out on their phones. Well, part of that is true. However, today, on a Saturday in Stanton, Michigan, kids were not on their phones. They were flinging some arrows right here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stick around in upcoming weeks. We've got all sorts of summertime fishing headed your way. And speaking of fishing, next time you hit the water, make sure you take out somebody from our next generation to keep our outdoor heritage alive and well. If you'd like to see where we are and where we're headed next, you can always check us out online.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Online, always a great way to kind of keep tabs and see what we're up to. You can check out full episodes of the show on our website. If you missed the show, you can always check us out there. We're also on YouTube and on most of the social media sites as well. Make sure you are joining us over the next several weeks. So much good fishing and all sorts of outdoor activities around the state of Michigan. Get out and enjoy this time of the year here in the great state of Michigan, and hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by.
Do you dream of somewhere bigger than your backyard? You can get there with Greenstone. Whether you want to hunt, fish, hike, or just watch the sunset, we're ready to help you own your place in the great outdoors. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com.
Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above,